A few weeks ago, I went hiking alone in some woods near my town. It's a pretty remote area, and I've been there a few times, so I wasn't worried. Just a day hike, nothing crazy. I ended up wandering further than I intended. By the time I realized I was lost, it was too late to turn back without losing daylight, so I kept moving. At first, I thought it was just the wind, but I started hearing these quiet voices. It wasn't words, just murmurs faint, almost like they were being carried by the breeze. Still, I brushed it off. Maybe I was just overtired. Then I started seeing shadows. Every time I glanced away, I could have sworn something moved out of the corner of my eye. But when I turned to look, there was nothing. I figured I was just disoriented and probably overthinking things. But the feeling of being watched kept creeping in. At some point, I stumbled onto an old cabin. It wasn't on any map, and I'd never seen it before. It looked abandoned, weathered, run down, like it had been forgotten. But the door was slightly open. I walked in, hoping to get a better sense of where I was. The inside was empty, except for an old mirror hanging on the wall. The glass was cracked, but I noticed it was oddly clean compared to the rest of the place. The whole room felt colder than it should have been, even though it wasn't that late in the day. I don't know why, but I stared at my reflection. For a split second, I thought I saw something move behind me, but when I turned, there was nothing. I didn't stick around much longer. As I turned to leave, the door slammed shut by itself. I'm not someone who believes in, well, anything supernatural. But there's no way I can explain what happened. I was sure I heard footsteps behind me on my way out, but when I looked, there was no one, and the whole woods felt off, like it was holding its breath. I made my way out of there as fast as I could, but it was quiet, too quiet. I haven't been back since, and I'm not sure I ever will. Anyone here had something like this happen in these woods? I don't know what it was, but it still bothers me.